Blue. No, not that. I mean the company that makes the incredibly popular Yeti microphone and the Yeti Nano, which we recently reviewed, links up here, is now getting into the game of high-end headphones with the Ella. And yes, I'm going to refer to her as a she in this review. And yes, I did just assume her gender. So Ella isn't your ordinary dynamic headphone. She utilizes what's called planar magnetic technology, which puts a magnet on either side of a plane and in theory reduces distortion. And after listening to these headphones, I must say my ears weren't suffering from some sort of loud ringing, and they say tinnitus is caused mainly from loud volumes, so I would definitely agree that these magnetic planar drivers dramatically reduce distortion, though the Ella has a further distinct feature about it. It has a built-in 250 milliwatt amplifier, which helps drive down the resistance of the 50mm planes from 50 ohm in passive mode to 10 ohm with the amp on, aka active mode. And I will say that it is basically a requirement on the likes of smartphones and most onboard motherboard audio, for example, to have this onboard amp, as magnetic planars are usually harder to drive than typical headphones. The ampage, however, is cleverly placed on the input jack itself, which you can turn from off to on and then to on plus, which adds more low end to the headphones, though more on this later. However, since it does have an amplifier built into the headphone itself, it therefore requires a battery, but the lithium battery inside will give you approximately 12 hours of listening time in the standard on mode and just shy of 11 hours in on plus mode. And that's charged via a micro USB cable that takes approximately 4 hours to fully charge from flat. Anyway, straight into the sound itself, the most important thing of any headphone. Well, I'd like to hope so, especially with something more expensive like the Ella, but never know, RGB might be catching up nowadays. But what can these headphones deliver for your ears? Here I was honestly blown away by these headphones. I absolutely loved them, but this seems to be a subjective thing. My video editor Yusuf, for example, agreed on the sound quality but wasn't blown away by the sound signature. Though I personally always prefer a strong mid presence on my headphones, and this certainly has it. I would think of them as an upgraded Fidelio L1, with more clarity, better transient response, and slightly better soundstage. And these are a closed back headphones, so you will have a hard time hearing anything both inside and outside. Listening to songs like Filter, Trip Like I Do, and certain electronic songs like Peter Robinson Language really just made my ears wiggle and squiggle in joy, and it was like a relaxed, comfortable type of joy, one that you could listen to for hours on end. Moving through to rock, another favorite genre of mine, saw these headphones have a little bit of a weakness, especially when being powered through the Mayflower Electronics DAC amp combo, which in itself has a very flat frequency response. And when turning down the volume on the Arc itself and then turning on the on plus mode with its extra bass on the Ella, made rock turn to life. So they do EQ very well, however there is a weakness to their sound, and that is the low end, and especially rap. Even doing the on plus deep sub bass and long drawn out acoustic bass notes, they just weren't hitting that hard. Even though rap was enjoyable, it wasn't as enjoyable as it would be on some other headphones. For instance, this is where my Fidelio L1s would actually pull ahead of the Ellas. Though of course, what about gaming? CSGO is the first game that comes to mind. Audio plays a huge role in positioning enemies, and coupled with the Mayflower Arc DAC amp combo and these headphones in passive off mode, I was positioning enemies so easy and pulling off some great plays. They're definitely going to be great for competitive gamers who like loud volumes but don't want to damage their ears, especially on longer play sessions. This is where the low distortion attribute of the planar magnetic drivers starts to make a lot more sense compared to traditional dynamic headphones. Dota 2 was also a great example as well. Voices and sounds of shadow blades going off were so easy to position too. However, not all was perfect, and the balance at 1000 Hz was slightly off from left to right speakers by about 1.5 decibels when manually measured. I first noticed this when listening to some Daft Punk, but I'd like to see this balanced a little more, as it does indicate that there will be some variance in model to model, and ultimately how the Ellas will sound may therefore actually differ slightly from pair to pair. Interesting, right? Though anyway, to sum things up for the audio, it has it all with an exceptional sound signature that I personally really enjoy for EDM, rock, and alternative, and the built-in EQ mode on the On Plus brings rock to life, though for rap listeners and slow bass lovers, it does leave a little bit more to be desired. For me personally, it has such a solid mid-presence coupled with such good clarity that isn't too intrusive or bright and will leave your ears pleased for hours on end, as we mentioned before. It also doesn't spike any frequencies, and the On and On Plus modes add warmth to the headphones, which really puts a smile on me face. Though coupled with something like the Mayflower Arc DAC amp combo, desktop users are going to have an immersive experience. Though of course this headphone review wouldn't be complete without talking about the build quality. This is where Ella in this part of the review gets a name change from Ella to Stella, because the build quality is exceptional with an all metal frame and 6 different points on those frames to adjust things. It is easily adjustable from small to big heads. It has a medium clamping force, so it is easy to wear for hours without getting uncomfortable. However, it is quite heavy, coming in at 485 grams, and the cables included, where there are 3, weigh in at 20 grams for the micro USB 1.2 meter charging cable, 3 meter speaker cable for standard operation weighing at 30 grams, and then the 1.2 meter smartphone 4-pin with a built-in mic and volume operation that weighs in at 40 grams, can be used with most popular smartphones and consoles as well, with ease. There is also an adapter for a 1/4 inch jack, which connects on the standard 1/8 inch jack. And the cables are all braided with their unique skin and come in a soft velvet carry pouch. The ear cups and the top headband feature very soft pleather, and the outer cups are made of hard plastic. The logo will also light up as soon as you open the headphones, indicating the headphones are now switched on, and if you have the knob on either On or On Plus, it will be an auto smart power saving feature, so you don't accidentally drain your battery when you don't have to. However, with the built-in amp, these are designed to be used with smartphones and ultimately intended to be portable, I feel. However, I wouldn't see myself personally constantly lugging around a 485 gram neck weight, and if you are doing any sort of running or going to the gym, then with the medium clamping force, you will probably have some trouble with these slipping off. Not to mention they do feel and look a little awkward when wrapped around one's neck. Though all in all, phenomenal build quality with seamless adjustability and functionality, and they also come in that gorgeous original black and silver theme. So here we are at conclusion time, and headphones are probably the most subjective thing in tech. Right here in this very studio, we had opposing opinions on the sound signature and the listening experience. Though we both agreed that these weren't really for rap listeners, and Yusuf has a lot of rap, chill hop, and other slow, deep, bassy songs in his playlist. Me on the other hand, I like my music hard, fast, and straight to the point, and these certainly do deliver, though the biggest thing for me is the loud listening experience, which didn't leave the ears ringing when I stopped playing music or went to bed. This is my first experience with planar magnetics, and certainly it left me impressed, though honestly it ought to with the price tag of $699 US, or in Oz 899 AUD. It is quite an expensive ask, and you will, in my opinion, want to couple it, especially for desktop use, with a proper DAC amp solution, which will add more costs over those easier to power and cheaper dynamics. Though just like anything in life, except of course for Xeons, you get what you pay for. They aren't going to bring you the best value for money, but they will bring you a really enjoyable and smooth experience, yet detailed listening experience, one that I certainly appreciated. And with all that aside, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, then be sure to hit that grazed like button and let us know the headphones you are banging in the comments. Also, if you tried planar magnetics, did you like them, hate them, or love them? Love reading your thoughts and opinions as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out for now. Bye.